Who should be the Lakers' fifth starter? Should it be Rui Hachimura or should it be Jared Vanderbilt? Hello, everybody. I'm Sean Davis. Make sure you guys follow me on X at Sean_DAVI. Subscribe here to the channel for more great content as well. Now, who should the Lakers' fifth starter be? Jovan Buha of The Athletic just put out a piece today talking about, what the Lakers' potential starting five can be. And he alludes to the fact that 4 of the 5 starters are already kind of confirmed, being D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, obviously. But then that begs the question, who's going to be the fifth starter? Should it be Rui Hachimura or should it be Jared Vanderbilt? And if you're sitting here right now wondering, wait, Sean, isn't this the exact same conversation we were having this time last season? Yes, it is. The exact same conversation we were having this time last season. So in today's video, I'm going to kind of make the case for either one of these two players to be that fifth starter next to LeBron, AD, D'Lo, and Austin Reeves. Before we continue, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe here to the channel. You guys have been ridiculous with the support recently. I really, really appreciate it. Let's see if we get 5K subs. That's been the goal. We'll up the goal when we get there. Try to hit 5K subs by the time the season starts. Really, really appreciate your guys' support as always. And go check out my personal podcast as well, Sports Headlines Podcast. We do more NBA content as well. But back to the Lakers. So Jovan in this article, he in credit to Jovan does a good job, I think, of kind of giving the case for both sides here. Let's start off with Jared Vanderbilt, because I feel like Jared Vanderbilt is being completely written off in this discussion right now about who should be the fifth starter. And I think when you're looking at a starting five of D'Lo, Austin, Bron, AD, right? Those are your 4. You are desperately lacking somebody that can actually guard out there on a perimeter. Because I think at times we saw last season, especially post All-Star break when Vando was kind of done permanently, Austin Reeves really had to step up on the defensive end of the floor. And to his credit, he did. He was pretty poor defensively to start off the year. And then the second half of the year, Austin turned into, dare I say, an above average defender. Post All-Star break, he was pretty solid, but that's not fair to ask Austin to do that for a full season. But in a starting five of D'Lo, Austin, Bron, Rui, AD, I mean, Austin Reeves, if he's playing like how we did at the post All-Star break, Austin Reeves is probably the best perimeter defender, obviously, not named Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis will still be the best perimeter defender in that starting group. So kind of with that being said, Bando's biggest argument is, look, let's get some more balance to this starting five. Let's get a real perimeter defender so Anthony Davis isn't out there by himself, literally with no help whatsoever. And I also think that there's a big talking point or whatever about, oh, look, Bando's a non-floor spacer. And yes, he is, right? But I think that's kind of bail to a certain extent, right? Because I think if anything, and granted, JJ Redick hasn't talked very highly of Vando. I mean, he did an interview, I think, for the Lakers website, but he hasn't as openly talked about Vando as he has like Rui and Austin and Don Connect and Max Christie, for example, right? But I mean, based off everything we know from JJ Redick and kind of his basketball mind, the stuff he's going to implement offensively, just trying to get a glimpse into that, I think I'm not worried at all about JJ not maximizing Jared Vanderbilt and not utilizing him the ways he needs to be utilized offensively, which is not just sticking him in the damn corner. It's utilizing him as a grenade DHO guy. All like grenade action is like, if I'm sagging off of Vando, like I'm 5-10 feet away from Vando or whatever, grenade action is the ball gets skipped to Vando and Vando grenade DHO dribble handoffs, most likely uphill to, I mean, it can be downhill too, but it's like a quick DHO because that attacks the defense from, it uses that space because now if Vando just has a good handoff, there's no help there. And it's really, really effective, actually. Draymond is so elite at it, actually. And the Warriors offense, the Jazz do it a little bit too. So utilizing him dribble handoff situations, utilizing him in a short roll situation. I mean, if you want to be optimistic about JJ Redick, you're hoping that from an offensive lens, he is Will Hardy-ish, because I think Vando easily his best offensive season was that first half of the season in Utah where they really utilized him nicely as a short role playmaker, as a cutter, and he's improved in those things. I think that's something that JJ can actually tap into, and therefore he's going to get some attention now, because if you just completely leave him open, the Lakers hopefully will have the counters to, neutralize the defense not guarding him. But obviously the negatives, I mean, it's still the three-point shooting, and that's where you go to Rui Hachimura. And Rui Hachimura definitely has his own set of, things to, hype himself up about and reasons to give him this starting spot. Number one, I think, is you now have 5 guys offensively, and this is a legitimate perk. You have a really, really good shooter. I would say, like, Rui shot really, really well last season, but I really want Rui to shoot more threes. And I think that's what JJ Redick is really going to lead into, especially if the whole thing is, hey, we're going to shoot more threes. I think Rui kind of fits that a little bit more. I think that with Rui, like I said, five legitimate threats offensively. Now, and actually, you can maybe even argue, if you're fully healthy, Gabe and Dalton and Christian Wood coming back, you could talk yourself into saying, like, that's enough of a bench, like, scoring punch. You could talk yourself into that. Now, with Rui, obviously the biggest concern is, in my opinion at least, the kind of redundancy of skill sets with him and LeBron, especially in the starting 5. If Rui is LeBron's backup, that is the ideal scenario, I think. Rui Hachimura is LeBron James's backup, and then you play them together for like 10 minutes or so throughout the game, instead of it being, okay, cool, Rui starting next to LeBron. Austin, here's the best on-ball player or whatever, and now we're kind of screwed because you don't want LeBron to guard the best on-ball player. Rui's not good in that regard. And even defensively, they're both kind of like helpers defensively. Neither one of them are at their best as wing stoppers currently, or on-ball perimeter defenders, or anything like that. So if you look at the defense, there's just a lot of redundancy of skill sets. Again, that's the biggest problem with Rui and LeBron, if we're being completely honest. Now, with that being said, it's kind of, I guess, decision time. Both groups have had a large amount of success for periods of time during the regular season. The Lakers this season, when they finally put Rui Hachimura in the starting lineup for replace Taurean Prince, they went on a 22-10 run to end off the regular season. And then which is, by the way, a 56 win pace. When Jared Vanderbilt was in the starting 5, the 2022-23 season, post trade deadline, with Anthony Davis, LeBron, Austin, and D'Lo, they were 17-7, which is a 58 win pace. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to give you guys my prediction. I'm going to give you guys what I think, what I would probably do. My prediction is that Rui Hachimura is going to be the 5th starter. I think JJ fully leaning into the threes, leaning into some of the 5-out stuff. I think that is a cleaner fit. And, there is while I think Vando has potential with some of the grenade action stuff, the short roll playmaking, the cutting, and things like that, it's a little bit less proven. Whereas with Rui and the shooting, like, that for the most part, like in a 5-out system, that can work out really, really nicely, I think, for JJ. What I would do, it's interesting. I would probably start Vando, because I don't want to give the bail to the coaches. Say, who cares that he can't shoot? Because I full-heartedly believe that you can scheme around that. And I know I just said that, it's a little unproven. You still need to work it out all the way. And that was more so my argument for why the Lakers would do it and go with Rui. But me personally, I would start Vando, get that real scoring punch off the bench with Rui, and we go from there. But either way, I think the Lakers, in terms of their starting 5, are in decent shape. I think this team is a little bit better than some fans are giving it credit for. And I think they're, a little bit worse than some fans are like overhyping them for, if you will. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Leave a like and share the video as always. Follow me on X at Sean_DAVI. Who should be that 5th starter? It's going to be a conversation we're going to be having all the way up until the start of the regular season. Till next, everybody, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Peace out.